Zach, I'm going to start with you. Lukaku, is he the missing piece of the jigsaw for Chelsea?
Yes, yeah, he really is. I think Chelsea have struggled pretty much since obviously losing Diego Costa. They've tried players like Morata. It didn't quite work out for either parties. And yeah, Lukaku is that kind of main guy, the clinical guy who can kind of finish off Chelsea's chances. They're making so many last year and missing quite a lot. Whereas I think with Lukaku, I'm pretty sure Jorginho on 7 goals won't be the top goal scorer.
Zach, pretty bullish there, aren't you? How good do you think he is compared to the Lukaku who left Chelsea?
He's even more clinical. He's even more he's become more experienced. When he left, he'd played for Everton on loan. He's now had the experience of not just playing for a top 6 side like Manchester United, but also winning the league over in Inter Milan, working under Antonio Conte, playing in a 3-back formation. It's not quite the same tactically as it is under Tuchel, but I think he's going to fly. He really is.
Kiva, is he a little bit underrated, do you think, Lukaku? Would you consider him to be among the best in the world?
Yeah, I think he's definitely underrated. When you look at his goals over the last few seasons, and in particular at Inter Milan, you know, he scored, I think it was a 30 last season, 34 the season before. He's a goal scorer, as Zach mentioned. You know, that's what Chelsea, oddly, even though they won the Champions League, have needed to add to their team. I think they're definitely doing that with Lukaku, and obviously, you know, they're bringing him back, which is, you know, I think a massive thing, because it's something Chelsea haven't done with players, say Mohamed Salah, and they had to watch him go and score all those goals for Liverpool, Kevin De Bruyne, Bosse for Manchester City. So I think, you know, it's a shrewd move from Chelsea, and one I think which will pay off, considering, I mean, the plethora of attack and talent that will be surrounding him, but he will be, you know, the pinnacle.
Zach, you mentioned it just before, how you think that Tuchel will set his side out. I mean, how does Lukaku fit in with those front players that they have?
You know what? I think for players like Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, he's really going to make them even better. Last year, not only did he get 30 goals, he also got something like 10 or 12 assists as well. He linked up really well with Lautaro Martinez, Alexis Sanchez as well. And I think him coming and not just scoring goals, but he's also creating a lot of opportunities. Maybe not going to get quite as many assists as he did last year, but I think he's going to really help players like Kai, like Timo, even Christian Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi. I mean, Chelsea have so many attacking players. I don't know how Thomas Tuchel's going to pick just 11.
Yeah, speaking of attacking players, Kiva, this could mean Tammy Abraham is on his way out, linking up with Jose Mourinho at Roma. What do you make of that potential move?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see no Premier League side have taken a punt on Tammy Abraham. I think, you know, he's just 23, is he still? It feels like he's been around forever. Such a talented player, but again, you know, you mentioned all that attack and talent at Chelsea. It's so hard to break through. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do over in Roma. And I think it's always nice to see English players go to other leagues, and, you know, I'm sure we'll all be watching if that goes through with our eyes on Serie A.
Zach, I know that you keep a keen eye across the whole of Chelsea, don't you? And you particularly followed a couple of academy players. And you're a bit concerned, are you, that a few of them are now just kind of looking around and thinking, I might not be getting my chance here, I could be off?
It is tough, because I think personally for a team like Chelsea who are trying to challenge for not just the Premier League but obviously trying to go for the Champions League again, if you're integrating one academy player per season into the squad, let alone the first team, I think that's a success. And the other good part of it is that not only are these players kind of leaving, but Chelsea at the moment are being a bit smarter with the way they do their transfers. People like Tino Livramento who've gone to Southampton and hopefully will be successful for them. We have a buyback clause in his. Mark Guehi went to Crystal Palace. We've got a clause where we can match the first bidder. So we're being smarter with our transfers. It is a shame because Chelsea has such a good academy, and I don't think we're going to quite see the likes of what we did when Frank Lampard was there, and we brought through so many: Mason Mount, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, Callum Hudson-Odoi, etc. But I don't necessarily think it's as bad as maybe people have made out at times.
And we understand that the club have said, like, they would rather sell Abraham to a foreign club than keep him in the Premier League, because we know that Arsenal have shown a bit of interest in him as well. So, Zach, as a Chelsea fan, Would you prefer that as well?
I think so, because I really back Tammy Abraham. I think he's a fantastic striker. He's someone that I believe could score 20 plus Premier League goals in a season eventually. He just needs minutes. He really does now just need minutes to prove. I mean, when he played under Frank Lampard, he got 15 goals in his first proper Premier League campaign, and that's nothing to laugh about, really. And I think, yeah, if he goes working under Jose Mourinho as well, I think we're pretty good for him too if he went over to Roma. And I back him. I think it would be quite sad if he left, though. I don't know if I could fully get over it.